You won't believe the chaos that unfolded on June 17, 1994, a day that redefined media frenzy forever. It all began when OJ Simpson, America's beloved football icon turned prime murder suspect, vanished in broad daylight, igniting a nationwide spectacle. The cameras were rolling, the helicopters were circling, and the whole world was glued to their screens as a slow-speed chase brought Los Angeles to a standstill. OJ Simpson wasn't just a sports legend, he was a household name, a media darling who had effortlessly transitioned from the gridiron to Hollywood. But now, he was at the center of a double homicide investigation that shook the nation. Just 5 days earlier, in the affluent Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles, the bodies of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman were discovered outside Nicole's apartment. Nicole, OJ's ex-wife, had long endured his alleged violence and harassment, a history that cast a dark shadow over the case. Nicole's tragic death was a culmination of years of turmoil. Friends and family had witnessed countless moments of conflict between the couple, with Nicole often expressing fear for her safety. The harrowing 911 calls she made painted a disturbing picture of life under constant threat. These calls became pivotal evidence in the case, shedding light on the volatile dynamics of their relationship and adding gravity to the charges leveled against OJ Simpson. The second victim, Ron Goldman, was an innocent bystander, a friend returning something Nicole had forgotten. At the crime scene, blood evidence pointed squarely at OJ, making him the prime suspect. Despite his fame and past cooperation with law enforcement, authorities believed OJ wouldn't flee. They arranged for him to surrender peacefully, but that plan unraveled spectacularly. As reporters waited at the LAPD headquarters for OJ's arrival, hours passed with no sign of him. Then came the shocking announcement: OJ Simpson was officially a fugitive. He had spent the morning at the home of his longtime friend and attorney, Robert Kardashian, surrounded by lawyers and confidants, including his old football teammate Al Cowlings. But when police came to arrest him, OJ was gone, leaving behind 3 ominous letters hinting at suicide. The letters, written in a tone of despair, left many questioning his state of mind. Addressed to his children, his mother, and the public, they expressed regret and sorrow, fueling speculation about his intentions. These messages, read aloud by Robert Kardashian during a press conference, deepened the intrigue surrounding OJ's disappearance. What followed was a manhunt unlike any other. OJ was on the move, riding in a white Ford Bronco driven by Cowlings. Their destination? The Ascension Cemetery, where Nicole had been laid to rest just a day earlier. OJ, reportedly armed and despondent, intended to visit her grave. But when they arrived, a police car blocked the entrance, forcing them to rethink their plan. As they sat in the car listening to news reports of their own pursuit, OJ moved to the back seat and directed Cowlings to head north toward his home. The tension reached a boiling point when OJ called the police himself, prompting them to trace his location. Soon, officers spotted the Bronco on the 405 freeway, and the chase was on. But this wasn't a high-speed pursuit. It was a surreal slow-motion event, with the Bronco cruising at just 30 miles per hour. Behind it, a convoy of police cars. Above, a swarm of news helicopters broadcasting every second to a riveted audience. Viewers across America were glued to their TVs as the chase interrupted regular programming. Major sporting events were relegated to small screens in the corner as commentators pleaded with OJ to surrender. Crowds gathered along the freeway, cheering and waving signs that read, "Go, OJ, go!" It was a bizarre mix of spectacle and tragedy, unlike anything seen before. Meanwhile, Cowlings called 911, desperately trying to negotiate with authorities. "He's got a gun to his head," Cowlings told the dispatcher, pleading for police to back off. The revelation that OJ was armed added another layer of danger to the unfolding drama. LAPD worked closely with news crews to monitor the situation, even using cameras to peer into the Bronco. As the Bronco continued its slow trek north, OJ received a call from LAPD Detective Tom Lang, who urged him to throw the gun out the window and surrender peacefully. Lang's calm, personal appeals, mentioning OJ's children and his late wife, seemed to resonate. "All I did was love Nicole," OJ lamented, his voice filled with anguish. The standoff continued as the Bronco made its way toward Brentwood. As news outlets broadcast the event live, every moment was dissected by analysts and commentators. The psychological toll on both OJ and Cowlings became evident, with Cowlings' voice trembling during his calls to dispatch. The gravity of the situation was palpable as law enforcement cautiously prepared for any outcome. Finally, after nearly 2 hours, the Bronco pulled into OJ's Brentwood driveway. Crowds had gathered outside, and police cautiously surrounded the vehicle. Inside, Cowlings pleaded with OJ not to harm himself, while OJ's son Jason approached the car, shouting to his father. The police intervened, leading Jason away to prevent further escalation. Negotiations continued, with OJ demanding time to speak with his mother and drink a glass of orange juice before surrendering. After tense deliberations, he exited the Bronco and entered his home, where he made a phone call and composed himself. Only then did he allow officers to handcuff him and take him into custody. The chase was over, but its impact was just beginning. More than 95 million Americans had tuned in, making it one of the most watched broadcasts in television history. It eclipsed even the Super Bowl that year, a testament to the public's fascination with the case. For OJ Simpson, this surreal episode marked the start of a legal battle that would captivate the nation for years to come, leaving a legacy of questions, controversy, and unforgettable moments. This extraordinary media spectacle continued to dominate headlines, with every twist and turn of the case dissected by legal analysts, journalists, and the public. As OJ prepared for the trial of the century, the slow-speed chase became an enduring symbol of a nation's obsession with celebrity, scandal, and justice. The trial itself would later expose the intricate web of evidence, racial tensions, and media sensationalism that defined this historic moment. From the Bronco to the courtroom, the story of OJ Simpson remains one of the most gripping chapters in modern American history. To this day, the slow-speed chase is remembered as a cultural phenomenon that transcended the boundaries of news and entertainment. It showcased the power of live television, the complexities of public perception, and the relentless pursuit of truth in the face of overwhelming media scrutiny. And while the ultimate verdict may have divided opinions, there's no denying the impact of that fateful June evening, forever etched into the collective memory of a captivated world. OJ Simpson's story serves as a stark reminder of how fame and notoriety can intertwine, shaping narratives and influencing public sentiment in ways both profound and unsettling. It's a tale of love, loss, and the relentless quest for justice, a saga that continues to resonate, offering lessons and reflections on the ever-evolving intersection of crime, culture, and the media. The aftermath of this chase laid bare the complexities of the justice system and the role of public opinion. As the trial unfolded, every revelation added layers of intrigue and controversy, keeping the world captivated. The story of OJ Simpson endures, a timeless reminder of how a single moment can forever alter the course of history and leave an indelible mark on a generation. In the courtroom, the prosecution presented a mountain of evidence, including DNA analysis, blood samples, and testimonies that painted a damning picture of OJ's potential guilt. Meanwhile, the defense team, dubbed the Dream Team, crafted a narrative that questioned the integrity of the investigation, alleging misconduct and racial bias by the LAPD. The infamous phrase, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit," uttered by defense attorney Johnny Cochran, became a defining moment in the trial, encapsulating the strategy that ultimately led to OJ's acquittal. The trial's verdict polarized the nation. For some, it was a victory against systemic injustice and a reminder of the deep-seated issues within the American legal system. For others, it was a travesty, a failure to deliver justice for Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. The emotional fallout from the trial rippled across the country, leaving many grappling with questions about fairness, accountability, and the influence of wealth and celebrity on judicial outcomes. Beyond the courtroom, the cultural impact of the OJ Simpson case extended into countless aspects of American life. It sparked a renewed focus on domestic violence, bringing the issue to the forefront of public discourse. Advocacy groups used the case as a platform to highlight the prevalence of abuse and the need for systemic reforms to protect victims. Meanwhile, the media's role in sensationalizing the case became a topic of its own, with critics pointing to the blurred lines between news reporting and entertainment. The slow-speed chase itself became a symbol of the absurdity and spectacle that defined the entire saga. Images of the white Ford Bronco cruising down the freeway, flanked by police cars and helicopters, remain etched in the collective memory. For many, it epitomized the surreal intersection of tragedy and voyeurism, where real-life events unfolded like a scripted drama for an audience of millions. Even decades later, the legacy of OJ Simpson's story continues to evolve. Documentaries, books, and dramatizations revisit the case, each offering new perspectives and insights into its complexities. The trial's cultural significance endures, serving as a case study in media ethics, racial dynamics, and the power of storytelling. It's a reminder that some moments in history transcend their immediate context, becoming enduring narratives that reflect the hopes, fears, and contradictions of a society. In the end, the story of OJ Simpson is more than just a tale of crime and punishment. It's a mirror reflecting the broader struggles and triumphs of a nation grappling with issues of justice, identity, and the human condition. The events of that fateful June evening and the years that followed remain a testament to the enduring impact of one man's story on the collective consciousness. A saga that continues to captivate, challenge, and inspire reflection.